Nigeria needs a man of integrity to be named Petroleum Minister, says Falae. Falae tells Tinubu. Is Tinubu not a man of integrity? Because the back and forth talk now is Tinubu should not be Minister of Petroleum, which Lamido Sanusi is saying that it is not the right thing, and people are coming for him. Oh, when Buhari was the minister, what did you say? When this one was the minister, what did you say? Why are you talking about it now? Nigeria wants to be liberated from these shackles that the politicians have put them in. But as soon as somebody is coming to pinpoint out something, they will say, what of this one? And you expect it to go well. If it was not done, because they always attach a ethnic coloration to most of these things. If it was done in the past and it was not talked about, or there was no changes as regards to that, now somebody is saying, oh, let us do the right thing, they will not tell you, why didn't you talk now? So why the person did not talk? Is it more important than when the person is not talking now? At the end of the day, you say, oh, things are bad. When you see people who talk about that bad things, you begin to say, why are they saying this now? Why now? That is the problem we have. So since Falae is telling Tinubu that a man with integrity should be able to mount that position, when Tinubu says it's going to continue from where Buhari stops, so and I begin to ask people now, they say, oh, Tinubu is a whether he's an astute, a politician, is a technocrat, is this, that means Tinubu no get level, because all the nonsense things that had been done in the past that Nigerians cried about and Nigerians are still crying about, that past leaders did, he's doing the same thing and he's doing what? That means you don't get level, you don't get any special thing. The only thing that he's doing specially now is this appointment, an appointment that is, that is being squeezed in one side. Tinubu no get level. It's even worse than the other people. So where is the technocrat coming from? Meanwhile, the former secretary to the government of the Federation, SGF, and Minister of Finance, Olu Falae, has emphasized the necessity of having a person with integrity as the petroleum minister in Nigeria rather than the president of the nation. Okay, so this is buttressing the statements made by Sanusi Lamido, the former emir. Some people would call him the post-emir, but that is not the issue. Because when I saw this heading yesterday, I was just like, oh, it's like this man Falae is trying to tackle Sanusi, that why how dare you? Because some group of people are saying, how dare Sanusi talk about that Tinubu should not be the minister of petroleum, that when Buhari was there, did he say anything? In a recent interview on Channels Television's program, Falae criticized the practice of sitting presidents also holding the position of petroleum minister. He acknowledged the significance of petroleum in government's finances, noting that no president has completely relinquished control over it. However, he advised Tinubu to appoint a dedicated minister for the sector, allowing him to focus on governance. He said, I believe that there ought to be a minister for every important subject in government, including petroleum, but I know that petroleum is so important to the finances of government that no president has been able to take his hands off petroleum completely. Not Babangida because he had Minister of Petroleum, not Obasanjo because he had Buhari as Petroleum Minister. Wow. No president has been able to take his hands off petroleum because it is so important. But conceptually, it is necessary and important to have a man of integrity called the minister to manage petrol industry on behalf of the president and Nigeria so that he can be held accountable, Falae said. Nigerians understand that Falae submitted in reaction to criticism that greeted a comment by former governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, who declared that the president in Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, should not double as the Minister of Petroleum. Recall that Sanusi made the submission on Thursday while speaking at the Bank Directors Summit held at the Congress Hall of the Transcorp Hilton in Abuja. According to him, the advice is necessary in order to have someone who can be accountable, because if anything goes wrong in the petroleum sector, people will not want to speak against the president. The former emir of Kano also called for the audit of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, noting that this call was what cost him his job as the CBN governor. Let me advise that the idea of the president being petroleum minister, the last president was the minister of petroleum for 8 years. When I was governor of CBN, we had a petroleum minister. So when we talk about NNPC, I could attack Desiani. Now, nobody can talk about petroleum because in 8 years, if you talk, you are attacking the president. Sanusi had said, okay. The former CBN governor's comment, however, has generated mixed reactions among concerned citizens. Falae said during the live interview that he is of the same view as Sanusi, that the position of the petroleum minister is occupied by another citizen rather than the president. As the former emir of Kano said, out of respect for the office of the president, people are reluctant to attack petroleum policies because they don't want to be seen as attacking the president. Well, if it is the minister of petroleum, okay, then comments, suggestions, and criticisms will be more robust and frequent. I think it is good for us to have a petroleum minister. Of course, all ministers report to the president, but the president does not have to be a minister for petroleum. That is my view, and I share that with Alaji Sanusi Falaye said. Continuing the discussion on matters concerning the petroleum industry, the other statement highlighted the government's inability to effectively manage the refineries. Falaye advised the government to undertake the task to repairing Nigeria's refineries and subsequently selling them to capable entities. According to him, the government should prioritize the repair and sale of the refineries to competent individuals or organizations, as crude oil is a valuable national resource. The former minister suggests it should be sold at a price that covers production costs along with a reasonable profit margin. Okay, now, in a nutshell, we know what is going on. See, people don't really want to think deeply. I think what Sanusi is saying is right. That because he could not say anything, but now that the petroleum minister has not been mentioned, so it will be better not to go through that route. Automatically or invariably, it means that he himself could not even say anything concerning the petroleum minister who happened to be the president because people are afraid. Let's even assume that the president wants to be in charge of the petroleum industry or the ministry, so that he can rename himself as the minister. The question is that why is it that is it unconstitutional? If I may use it that way, is it unconstitutional to be able to question whosoever, irrespective? And that is why a statement being made that in Nigeria we don't build system, that the strong system is built around just individuals. So what stops people from asking questions, even if the president, let's even assume that okay, it is not good for the president to be in charge, but if he's in charge, what stops people from questioning anything, any position he's holding? So if he cannot question him being the minister of petroleum, then how do you question him for mismanaging the country? Because some people are like, oh, if he can manage a whole country, what is a petroleum industry that he cannot manage? So if you cannot question him, because some people are afraid, that is the reason why the majority of the people are just sycophants. Even in the real job that he's supposed to do as the president, people tend to be running as sycophants, try to justify what he does because they are afraid. Aside the fact that he will not be having time to do the job as a whatever, if at all, if he has the capacity to do it, I don't think there's going to be a problem, because it's the same thing. If you cannot question him as a minister, how do you question him as a president? It's the same thing. So if you cannot question him, if he wants to be, because at the end of the day, whatever people say, they will not listen. They will still go ahead to do what they want to do, because that is what they have all been doing. That you can just talk. They believe that the president is so powerful. Some people will tell you that the Nigerian president is the most powerful president in the whole world, because all the authorities have been vested on him. It's so ridiculous. So guys, let's say your opinion and have your take on this.